Good afternoon. This is the Take Your Life Back Today show. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I just want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear. Just imagine being buried alive. You're alone in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You try to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but it won't open. The reason is because the enormous weight upon the lid. Then you try banging on the lid to hopefully unsettle the dirt. This is what it's like to be addicted to drugs and alcohol. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people waiting by your grave. This is why you should always reach out to people when you have issues. I promise you, if you reach out to people like myself at 844-405-HELP, I promise you I'll help you take your life back. Today, folks, we have a special guest that I'm going to introduce in about 2 seconds. The special guest is on the phone with us, and his name is Trevor Marsh, and he's from Pennsylvania. And Trevor, this is Ralph. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Say hello to my audience and introduce yourself, and just give us a brief background on you, okay?
Okay, cool. I can do that. Hello, Take Back Your Life audience. My name is Trevor Marsh. I'm 33 years old. Just turned 33, actually, last week. I have Asperger's, which is high-functioning autism, and I'm a big fan of this show. It's a great show.
You still there?
Yeah, and I work as a maintenance man in the same apartment complex where I live at. I live in a supportive apartment program, and I clean buildings. I actually look like a Ghostbuster. I actually have like a vacuum that goes on my back.
Oh, that's got to be interesting. Now, audience, you can actually see Trevor's picture in my background on my large screen. That's a picture of Trevor and myself, and you can see what it's titled today. It's called Distrust, because I got to know Trevor somewhat, and we're getting to know each other a lot more. But I heard about Trevor when I went on the CJ Stryker show called The Strike Zone last week. And correct me if I'm wrong, Trevor, you wrote into CJ, right?
I did, yes.
And basically, from what I gathered, you, like a lot of people, have issues on how to trust people. Isn't that correct?
That is correct, yes.
So what we're going to talk about today is how to overcome trust issues, not only in relationships, whether it being with a lady or a man, but also with family, because a lot of the trust issues that we lose are because of family members. So, Trevor, I'm going to jump right into this. I'm going to read something, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, okay?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay. How to overcome trust issues in a relationship. A lack of trust in a relationship is a destructive force. Without trust, it's hard to feel secure, and you may be wondering all the time whether the other person is being faithful, truthful, or even genuine. Whether it's a romantic, business, or social relationship, trust matters a great deal. If you have trust issues, it's important that you watch this particular show, and this is why I asked Trevor Marsh to join us today, because him, like thousands, even millions of people out there that are watching, also have trust issues, and I sometimes run into that. So, Trevor, I'm going to ask you this first question. What causes you not to trust people?
My past. I don't really trust my parents. There was an incident a couple of years ago with a family member, and they didn't believe me, and it trying to traumatize me for life. I don't really trust that family member anymore.
Yeah.
I see them, but I don't talk to them. I don't associate with them. But it's kind of weird because that's my dad's brother. But I also don't kind of get along well with others, trusting others, because Asperger's is a social communication disorder. Okay. And it's kind of hard for me to relate to a lot of people socially. It's more easier for me to talk online, and it's really hard for me to read emotions. Right,
yeah. And you know what? When you say family, you're not talking about your parents. You're talking about immediate family other than your parents, right?
Family, including my parents.
Including your parents. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, trust usually works very well when you're in a relationship. Like, I'm married for a long time. I have my wife. And, you know, one of the biggest assets that we carry is trust in each other. I'm not sure if you are married or if you are girlfriend, boyfriend, but if you want to share anything, you can certainly do it on this forum. I don't have a problem. And if you are involved with somebody, is that somebody that you can actually trust?
I am single. I don't have anybody in my life besides like immediate family, parents, my sister. Um, and I am working on trusting them. For a long time, because of how I was brought up, my parents showed a lot of favoritism towards my sister.
Right.
Um, but she has no learning disabilities.
Right.
So, but I'm working on trying to trust them and trying to get along well with my sister, trying to get back what we lost a lot of when we were arguing. We used to have sibling rivalry like a lot, all the time.
Okay. Well, and I want my audience to know that they can certainly write into me, and I will forward those messages to you if there's anyone that wants to talk to you. I will. One thing I won't do is give out your personal information, so I'll just forward. And I also, for my audience, I have asked Trevor to help out with the fan base, and Trevor has accepted. And basically what I'm going to do, because I have so much going on with this show and all the websites, is I'm going to transfer a lot of the messages to Trevor. And Trevor has a lot of experience just from his past, and he can answer a lot of it. And I just want to thank you for taking that upon yourself. And
no problem. I'm very excited to do it.
Yeah, and I want to tell you, I read this on the Mayo Clinic, what they wrote about trust. Trust is harder for some people than for other people, often due to past experiences like you went through, Trevor, recent letdowns, or maybe even the way you were raised as a child causes you not to trust people. If you have had people let you down, fail to support you, or fail to come through when you ask them for help, you might find it hard to trust. And I believe that's what you're going through. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
Right. So my next question to you is what do you expect from other people that you might not have a trusting relationship? What do you expect them to do to try to earn, so you can earn their trust again?
I just expect them to treat me as they would anybody else. That's what one of my biggest challenges is. I'm disabled, but and this relates back to what I was saying about family. When I was younger, I felt that my parents showed a lot more favoritism towards my sister, even though I would ask them, they said no, that they don't show favoritism. I feel that they did, and it led me not to trust them as much. But I'm trying to work on that. Sorry.
No. So I totally understand that, and this is another paragraph from what I just read to you. Perhaps, and this is not directed to you, Trevor. This is just from the paragraph from the Mayo Clinic. On my show, everything I get is from the Mayo Clinic, from Dr. Phil, from Oprah. So they wrote, and this is not again to you, this is just in general. Perhaps you have very high expectations. Sometimes we have high expectations. Sometimes they might be too high of what we expect from others. Some of the following things can cause trust issues in relationships. Things like lies, cheating, letdowns, forgetting that you're even family member, and there are many other things. Is there anything that you want to add that could actually make you lose trust, let's say in me?
If I find out if I found out that you were like the catfish, and a catfish is somebody who pretends to be somebody else online,
right?
Or that you were like lying about me, spreading rumors,
right?
Making me feel very uncomfortable.
Right. Totally understood. How do you think you can overcome some of your trust issues? I mean, not asking somebody else for help. Other than that, how can you work on yourself to overcome trust issues?
Well, I go to therapy. I go to see my psychologist every 2 weeks, and I bring up different issues, and we try to work on solutions. Also, I go to a support group I actually went to today. It's a peer support group. We talk about different issues. We also work on community service projects.
Excellent.
Like we just did, it's called Kaleidoscope.
Okay.
And we just did the picture. It was on the CJ Stryker show. We actually collected clothes for a local community organization in my local community.
Right.
And we donated clothes.
Yeah, I saw that picture. That was actually a pretty good picture, and it was a nice wide shot, so we got to see a lot of the stuff that was on that picture. It's
kind of funny because A lot of my other friends couldn't tell where I was in that picture because I was holding up the shirt in front of me.
No, we saw it. CJ and I saw it. You actually probably saw it on his show. We actually put it on there. So a lot of times what we have to do in life is we need to decide whether you're prepared to trust or not to trust. I am always prepared to trust until, and I repeat this, until the person gives me a reason not to trust.
That is so true. Yes.
Right. I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt until they stab me in the back or walk all over me. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So think of.
I actually wish a lot more people did that because it would be a much better place to live.
Right. Trevor, a lot of people tell me about me that I'm very transparent because I tell everybody about my past. I used to be a really bad alcoholic many years ago, and
Right.
I turned my life around, and I did it all without any therapy. I did it all without any AA, and all I did it through was my show and with the grace of God.
I noticed that on your Facebook page. That's something that I'm really proud to see that because it shows accomplishment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And people like, for an example, I have 2 jobs, and I do the show, and I have 7 websites. That's a lot of work each and every day. But now, think about this, Trevor. Think about the wider consequences of not trusting everyone throughout your life. It would take great effort, it alienates you, and it leaves you constantly suspicious and disappointed.
You'd be so lonely because you would be very lonely, and you would feel like that you didn't have anything like you wouldn't have anything to put forward, and that you'd be really lonely and very upset and a very depressed person.
Yeah, so you need to be more discerning rather than suspicious with everyone.
Yes.
So trust is not about gullibility, but feelings and critical analysis are important parts of your outlook in life. That is what trusts are. What we need to do is we need to give people their space when we're trying to trust them, whether it's for intimate relationship or even for business or social acquaintances. Nobody likes to be smothered by someone who wants to know every move. And, that's important because, Trevor, you and I, we only known each other maybe about a week and a half now that we've talked on Facebook. And
that's true.
Yeah, eventually we're going to get to know each other. Maybe we'll appear on the same show. Maybe we can even fly you up to one of CJ's shows. And one thing you'll notice about CJ and I and Gloria is that we are almost like the whack pack. We stick together. We all have the same goal, and that's to bring the news that is out there, to bring feelings that are out there, and not to be artificial. And one thing that I always tell people, and I'm going to let you know, because I'm also, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a life coach, a certified life coach, and a certified addiction recovery coach as well.
I actually did know you were a life coach because I watched CJ's show on last week.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to recommend to you is to always deal with your past pain. Don't never forget about what people put you through, because what people put you through are the footsteps for your future being better, because you're always going to remember, and those are going to be red flags in your life, and you'll know what to watch out for in people and what not to watch out for in people. So failed love, failed business deals, failed friendships, they all take their toll in the memory bank. So we always have to remember that. But they are part of your life. Not all of it, but they always will be part of your life. So no matter what happened to you, Trevor, no matter what happened to me in our past, it's going to be with us forever. It's what we make of our stumbles. It's what we make of our falls. And it's how we get up, dust our knees, pull up our bootstraps, and continue on in life. That's what makes trusting people all over again easier, right?
That is so true, yes.
So there is no guarantee in your life that trust won't be broken. That I can guarantee you, Trevor. I'm going to have people that I run into, and I do it quite often, that stab me in the back. But I'll never stop giving a new person a new chance.
That's true.
So you can make a decision to deal with such breaches in ways that don't add a negative view in your life. If people do step on you, the best thing for you to do, Trevor, and I do it myself, is just to walk away and say, it was nice knowing you, and don't even, continue in a relationship with those people.
Right.
Right. And one of the things that I've learned, I'm going to ask you about this. Do you expect others to know what you want, or do you kind of hint? Like, when I want somebody to know what I want, I have to verbally let them know. I can't expect them to have mental telepathy and just guess. What do you think?
That's true. I actually agree with what you just said. Yeah, because I'm like one of these people that has to let them know, because I don't want them to be like trying to guess like what I'm trying to say. That's like one of my biggest challenges, because sometimes it's hard for me to verbalize like my needs and everything like that.
Yeah, of course. And unless you're prepared to articulate your wants clearly, you cannot expect other people to read your mind. That's impossible.
Right. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so, for all of us, and, we all have weaknesses, Trevor. I have, my biggest weakness is, even though I'm recovered and going through recovery, every time I go to New York and I see somebody drinking, I'm always going to be envious of that person. But that's the devil. That alcohol is the devil, and I know that to me. And with you, trusting people is always going to hinder you. But you have the right outlook. You're always going to open your arms until that person hurts you, correct?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So,
That's actually something that I need to do more of. I am more so inclined to keep stuff bottled in rather than let it out, let people know how I actually feeling, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I'm very conscious about how my actions hurt other people in the past.
Right, and words do matter. That's absolutely, forget even today's political arena that's going on, but when somebody says something to offend you, that can have an everlasting impact upon you.
That's true.
So, all right, so pretty much what we covered today is how to trust people, how to get up after you were maybe you're going through a scenario where somebody gave you a reason not to trust them. But Trevor, I know for a fact that no matter what you have gone through in the past, I can tell just by speaking to you that you're very intelligent. You pick yourself right up and you continue, because that's what God wants us to do, is to continue in life the best we can. And always remember this: you want to treat others like you want to be treated.
The golden rule.
Yeah. So if you want people to make fun, if you're going to make fun of people, expect that treatment back. But if you treat people like I treat everyone, everyone that I run into,
treat everybody equal.
Exactly. So in closing, I'm going to give you the microphone now. If there's anything you want to talk about, you can talk about, maybe if you want to promote something. I know you have
everybody, you guys should watch The Strike Zone.
There you go. And I know you have a group. You don't have to promote it if you don't want to, but you're allowed to. You can say whatever you want on my show.
Well, I just want everybody to say. I just want to say thank you to everybody in my past or who's listening. To say thank you for being really nice to me, because it's really hard. A lot of people aren't nice to people with disabilities, and I just want to say thank you to everyone. Who I may not know you, but I just want to say thank you to you guys also. And I just want to tell you that everybody, that I'm doing my first autism walk on Saturday. I'm really excited. I'm doing the Autism Speaks walk here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Great.
Yes.
Can you get somebody to videotape that? I can attach it to one of my videos for you.
I can definitely find maybe not a video, but definitely some pictures from it.
Yeah, some pictures, and I'll throw it on. And you know what? We can actually do another show, you and I, and we'll talk about what you went through and what cause it was for, and we'll do a show about that maybe in about a week or so.
Okay, that would be awesome.
That
would be awesome.
Don't forget
there's definitely an event page. It's called the Autism Speaks Walk Philadelphia.
Okay, and do you have the website or no?
I think on that page on Facebook, it would definitely have the website.
Okay.
But Mr. Ralf, I can definitely get it for you.
Yeah, definitely do so, and then PM it on Facebook to me. And
okay.
From my audience listening, Trevor and I, we're going to do another show on his great experience he's going to have on Saturday, because we need to bring awareness to every cause here in life. On Friday, Gloria is going to be calling in. We're going to talk about World Hunger. So, Trevor, I do believe that you're going to be a guest a lot more often on our show. And,
definitely.
Together, all of us will talk about all the different things in life. And I can't wait for you to be on November 19th. We're going to try to get you to call in on the CJ Stryker show. And maybe eventually we can even maybe all get you to fly up here, and we'll get you on camera. You'll be amazed by the size of his studio. Well, it's not his, but you'll be amazed by the studio that he rents there. It's huge. So.
Does he watch your show as well?
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
Okay, awesome.
But see, my studio is minimal compared to his because mine's in my house. But my studio is my studio. I don't have to rent it. That's why I could do a show. Like I used to do 2 shows a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of work because I do all my own editing. And
I was kind of nervous doing this today, but CJ, he actually gave me some really great advice last night. He told me just be myself.
And you definitely did a great job. And don't forget that you're going to be heard on 21 different rehab center websites throughout the United States. And we've gotten a total of over 600 hits throughout Yahoo, Google, Vimeo, and YouTube. So there's a big audience. And today
will you also put a copy, when this show airs, will you also put a copy on my Facebook so all my Facebook friends can see it as well?
Yeah, I'm either gonna have it ready tonight or by tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. So listen, I got to wrap this up. We went way over what my limit is, but Trevor Marsh from Pennsylvania, I want to thank you for calling in. We will do another show next week, and I'll let you say goodbye to my audience.
Thank you, audience, very much.
All right.
Opportunity.
Okay, this was Trevor Marsh, and I'm going to sign out now. Trevor, we're going to hang up, and I will touch base with you later. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. That was Trevor Marsh from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for everybody watching. This was a video about trust, which we all have issues with, and I hope you find someone that you can trust.